Imagine a person lying in a hospital bed, unable to move, unable to speak, unable to respond to the world for 13 years. The machines keep his body alive, but doctors say there is no chance of recovery. Now the question arises, should life be prolonged at any cost? Or does a person also have a right to die with dignity? In the historic judgment in 2026, yesterday, the Supreme Court has first time allowed passive euthanasia. Passive euthanasia. What is this passive euthanasia and what do you mean by active euthanasia? That we will see in this video, and how it is relevant to our UPSC exam, and fundamental right to dignity, right to life we have seen, right to die. And what is the common cause judgment that the UPSC has, the Supreme Court has given in 2018? What are the new guidelines? We'll see all this in this video. Hi, my name is Vijay Jagdish. Welcome to True Classes. So this is you can say a teaser, a landmark judgment for dignity, India's first ever judicial order for passive euthanasia. Okay, euthanasia is a little complex word. If you want to make it lighter, I can use the word mercy killing. That means you're killing a person as a mercy, because they can't live. There's a pain in further living. There is no meaning of living further. So we have to kill a person. We do a favor for them. That is what's mercy killing. Okay. So for the 13 years, one person is in vegetative condition. Vegetative means bedridden. Okay. They are unable to take food, unable to do any metabolism. Just we are prolonging the life. Okay. This case is of Harish Rana, who fell down from a 4th floor at the age of 19. Till now, he is in the bed for last 13 years. So this judgment, the history, the differences, all this we'll see in this video. Okay. So tipping point for dignity. So dignity is a very fundamental to a person. Okay. And you can't say dignity is only about somebody is hurting you, defamation, all this. But dignity in living, dignity in death also needed. That is what the Supreme Court has said this. Okay, so 13-year human tragedy to establish nation's first legal precedent. That means so far the Supreme Court has not given permission for anybody to do a passive euthanasia. Now only they have given. Okay, now look at this history. 13 years of status is 2013. Okay, a 19-year-old boy. Okay, fall from a 4th floor in a PG accommodation. Okay, and 11 years they are trying to recover him. They're trying to bring back to him normal living, which is not possible. So underline this word: irreversible, persistent vegetative state. Persistent means continuously in vegetative state. Vegetative state means there is just life is there. He cannot respond to you also. He may listen to you. He may not respond to you. That kind of position, that kind of condition is known as vegetative condition. And it is horrible, basically. It is highly unfortunate, okay, that this is happening. Delhi High Court, the father is approaching and saying that we need passive euthanasia. But they are saying, no, we can't allow that. Okay, then again, 2024, they are going to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court also initially refuses. But Supreme Court states that Uttar Pradesh government should bear the cost of this medical expenditure. Okay. And in 2026, it should be 2026, it allows a mercy killing first time in India. Okay. So this is about the patient's name. That is not very important. Maybe sometimes, okay, but Harish, you remember that Harish Rana. Okay. So while delivering this judgment, Justice J.B. Pardiwala and K.V. Vishwanathan, okay, what they have said is, the Harish family, we want to acknowledge that a deep emotional weight this decision carries. This decision can feel like an act of surrender. You may think that we are surrendering, we are killing a person. Okay, but we believe it in truth, the act of profound compassion and courage. So these are content which can be used for our ethics paper, GS paper 4. Okay. So what is this medical friction, sustainability of a biology? See, he cannot have respired by normal nose. Okay, so they'll make a hole here and respiration starts from here. We call it a tracheostomy. Okay, tracheostomy. Then at the same time, they also insert a tube. Okay, and through that directly we feed them. Okay, we call that CANH. Please note down this point, CANH. Clinically administered nutrition and hydration. That means water as well as nutrition you're injecting clinically. Okay, but this does not mean that it will improve the metabolism of body or the person will come back to his original condition. That is not possible. It's just extending the life. Okay, that is very important. It is a medical treatment. It is not a basic care. Okay. Then medical boards unanimously concluded. Now this is very important. There's a procedure how euthanasia can be approved. Medical board has to unanimously approve that this CANH merely prolongs biological consistence with zero therapeutic improvement. A person cannot improve his health by doing this. Okay, a legal friction is there. 2018, the Supreme Court itself has judgment that a person have to be administered a passive euthanasia. Then there should be living will should be there. He should have written in the will that in case of I am not able to perform my activities or if I am in a vegetative condition, I can be killed. Okay. I can be given or I should not be given any life-saving support. Okay, that is what we can't say it can be killed because that is active euthanasia. I'll come to it. So living will is must if we have to do passive euthanasia. In case this is not there, okay. Now a person is in a condition where he cannot speak, he cannot write, he cannot move his body. How can he write a will? So at that point, this doesn't arise. Okay. So 2018, the Supreme Court has given a judgment, common case judgment, illegalized passive euthanasia. So first time in 2018, euthanasia is legalized in India. That also only passive euthanasia, not active euthanasia. Okay. In that also, a person when he was in normal condition should have written a will that I want to be removed from all this life-saving supports if I am in vegetative condition. Okay. And this is the case of Harish Rana, we know. Okay. Now what happens? In 2025, the absence of living will, Supreme Court ruled that best judgment, okay, would be following a procedure. What is the procedure? First is medical board has to give unanimous decision that we cannot continue this. Second one, parents should also give the consent. Then it goes to the court. Now look at this. Now this is one possible question. What is the difference between active euthanasia and passive euthanasia? Active euthanasia is like a capital punishment. You are injecting poison or some kind of medicine which can create a death to a person. That is known as active euthanasia. That is not allowed in India, whatever circumstances. India does not allow active euthanasia. Passive euthanasia we are allowing, but that also by certain procedure, including the living will. That means a person when he was alive should have written a will that in case I am in a vegetative condition, do not give me a life supporting apparatus. I can be allowed to die myself. Okay, that should be given. Okay, so active euthanasia is a direct administration. Here we are withdrawing the life supporting things like CAHNS or ventilator. You can say all this can be removed. Once you remove that, automatically death will come. That is known as passive euthanasia. Active euthanasia are injecting a drug to kill a person. So in India, active euthanasia is not there. Okay. In 2018, first time they have said that there should be a legal procedure to do this euthanasia, even if it is passive also. Now what happens is, see, it is important that the state, that the government is there to save the life of the people. Okay, we will not allow, we cannot afford to kill the people or to be killed by a person or something. So it is a duty of the state as a welfare state to save the life of the people. But here it comes that right to dignity. Okay, right to dignity to death. Okay, see, a person is not able to move, a person is not able to respond, a person is not able to have food. Under that condition, okay, he feeling that that person's dignity is under threat. Okay, so a dignity, right to dignity versus right to save life of the person comes to a friction at this point. So what is the framework? What was the precedent? Okay, in 2011, first time this comes into Supreme Court by an activist, okay, filing a case in the Supreme Court to allow passive euthanasia. for a Aruna Shabang. Aruna Shabang is a brutal case. This lady is a nurse, okay, and she was sexually harassed, assaulted, and she went to vegetative state, and the hospital has taken care, okay, 42 years of her in the same vegetative condition. When the person went to Supreme Court did not allow euthanasia to be done for her, but later she died because of pneumonia. Okay, so this is the first time when this concept of euthanasia comes into legal concept. Okay, then in 2018, the Supreme Court creates a common case judgment, okay, where they are saying there is a fundamental right to die, very important, and this will of course come under the Article 21 itself. Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. In that itself, right to die, it also becomes a fundamental right. Okay, with the dignity, right to die with the dignity, legalizing passive euthanasia. Now you should know what is passive euthanasia. Okay, now in this Rana's case, what they are saying that without living will, we can allow them to remove the ventilator or CANH so that a person dies automatically. Okay, so this is the palliative transition model. This is going to also be a question in the exam. Okay, you are withdrawing the ventilators. Okay, then you are shifting to hospital AIMMS. Okay, sorry, AIMs. Okay. Then tailored palliative care will be, that means slowly you are removing one by one, which is giving them extended life, so that a person dies with dignity. Okay, now this is a systematic procedure. First is medical consensus has to be given. Then you go to judicial intimation, that you have to inform the judiciary. Then a medical infrastructure will be created, and fourth, legislative future. Now this is something Supreme Court has recommended to the Union government to create a law or a guidelines how the passive euthanasia will be allowed, or what is standard operating procedures, SOPs all be. The Supreme Court has allowed the government to frame it. Okay. So this is a case of one unfortunate and highly sad, you can say, okay, but it is also needed in the exam point of view. So go through it, and any doubt in that you can always contact me. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.